complex mortgage world, finding the right direction can be challenging. That's where Lighthouse Advisors comes in. With over 25 years of experience, we provide fractional leadership and executive oversight, guiding companies through transitions, growth, and innovation. From IMBs to brokers to credit unions to tech firms, our team of seasoned professionals is here to shine a light on solutions, ensuring your business thrives in every environment. At Lighthouse Advisors, we don't just guide, we empower. Together, let's create a ripple of success across the industry. Email us today at laura@lighthouseadvisors.com.
Welcome to Illuminating Solutions, the podcast where we shine a light on the challenges and opportunities facing the mortgage industry today. And we offer real solutions to help you grow and thrive. Today, we are joined by the incredible Megan Anderson. She is a VP at MBS Highway and an AI expert at Lighthouse Advisors. Megan, you're a leading expert in implementing AI-driven technologies and strategies for the mortgage and real estate industry. We would really love to hear some specific examples on how AI has transformed companies' operations or team performance and what key factors contributed to some of the success of some companies that you've worked with.
Yeah, so first off, thank you for having me. And you know, I am a strong believer in AI's potential to elevate productivity for mortgage and real estate professionals. And I want to start first by mentioning a Harvard study that was done on businesses that incorporated AI. Just to kind of paint this picture for you. So of the companies that incorporated AI, they noticed that individuals got things done more quickly. They got more things done in the same amount of time, and they increased the quality or the productivity by over 40%.
Wow.
Okay, so by knowing that, I mean, right away, you can see how this allows your team to complete more tasks, get things done more quickly, and optimize the organization. And specific instances where I have seen this, where I have come in and help is, I'm going to give you a couple examples.
Right.
First and foremost, one, I've been working with a title company and they have a very small marketing team. In fact, it's a one-person team. And that's not uncommon in a lot of these situations to have a small team, especially when it comes to the marketing department. But the challenge with that is what happens if this individual is out of the office or something happens. Oftentimes what happens is it leads to lack of inconsistency when it comes to their social strategy and their marketing. Or, it leads to inconsistencies within the brand voice because now maybe you have someone come in to fill that and it doesn't align with, the brand voice and everything else and the goals that were ultimately established.
Right.
And so I've been working with them to build out a custom GPT. And you can think of a custom GPT. I'm sure many of the listeners on here have gone to Chat GPT, right? And said, hey, write me an email or, what happened with the latest Federal Reserve meeting or whatever the case may be. It will give you an answer, right? And it can search the entire web to pull this answer. Well, you can think of a custom GPT as kind of walking into your own library. So you control the books that are on the shelf, or you give the Chat GPT its knowledge base. So we built this out with their brand identity, with example posts that would be considered good, with their goals, right? What they're measuring. And with that, if this person is out of the office, now someone else can come in and create content that aligns with that brand voice. They can get right up to the date of, what are our goals? What is it that we're searching after? What are we working towards? And so that's been really helpful and a great way to utilize AI. And then, you mentioned MBS Highway. So I've been building out custom GPTs to help us with the morning update video. So we come out with a video every single morning, breaking down the various economic reports, housing reports, what's going on with the Fed. And it's always crunch time. I mean, sometimes we'll get these reports at 9 o'clock in the morning, you got to turn that around and get that video out to our subscribers as soon as possible. So it's trying to take in a lot of information, trying to make sure that it's all done correctly and that there's no errors. And not only is it getting behind a camera and filming a video for the subscribers, but it's doing the write up, right? It's doing the emails, it's doing the summary recap of all of it. And so basically, I've built custom GPTs that will go out there and actually pull that report. Then it is told in its basically description what its job is to go pull these very specific numbers from the report. And here's an example of how we want it written up in a summary.
Right.
And so that makes it a lot less stressful in the morning. And now you have a group of people that can just quickly skim it. So there's a lot less errors going out as well. And it really has just helped the whole team be able to be a lot more present and out there searching for maybe new stories versus just trying to get this done on crunch time. So that's another instance where it's been really helpful. And then another one that I want to bring up that I've noticed has been quite common in the industry that we're in, specifically when it comes to mortgage companies, is every mortgage company is curious about learning AI, right? And so are their originators at the end of the day. But there tends to be right now, I notice kind of a mismatch in communication between the originators that want to be utilizing AI specifically to help them with marketing strategy and content and the marketing team at mortgage companies. Oftentimes you'll have the marketing team that is a little bit afraid of AI because a lot of them look at it as, oh my gosh, is it going to take over my job? Right. And it depends on the mortgage company. But oftentimes, if they want to post on social media, it first has to go through the marketing team to get the sign off for compliance.
Right.
It really decentivizes these originators to want to get out there and promote themselves and generate business, because by the time it gets approved by the marketing team, it's probably no longer relevant at that point in time. Plus, they always feel like they're walking on eggshells. And so one thing that can be really helpful is not taking away the marketing team, right? We still want them to go through and have a say, but getting the marketing team on board to be comfortable with custom GPT in this instance. Post, this is what you're looking for. You want to flag these ones, have it be in this tone of voice. And by building that out, the marketing team still maybe has the final say at the end of the day, but it's allowing higher quality inputs to go in for them to review to get that done a lot quicker and ultimately incentivize the team to getting out there and generating more business for the company. So
I love that.
Yeah, these are some examples of how we've been able to incorporate and help businesses with AI. But you'll notice one thing is that they're all very different scenarios, right? And that makes sense because each business has its unique process and opportunities, right? So part of learning where we can incorporate AI is definitely in that discovery process. Every company I work with, we go through a discovery call. And in that, we break down where are the challenges, where could we maybe find solutions in incorporating AI. But I think it's really important to understand it's not one size fits all. It's when it comes to AI, it's whatever you can create, whatever is a problem, we can hopefully find a solution.
I love that in such great detail in terms of expanding our minds to think of different ways to utilize it. Megan, I was having a conversation with a client earlier today, and it was someone from the tech team. And he was giving me a particular use case where they are trying to ensure that the quality of the file coming in from the originator into operations is complete enough and comprehensive enough to where things aren't getting bottlenecked, right? And the conversation we were having was about they're making people go through a manual checklist. And in that moment, I thought to myself, we were doing that in like 2008. I'm like, why are we possibly thinking of doing that in 2025? Like, it just doesn't seem like, why would we possibly be doing that type of process? So Megan, I'm curious, and I'm kind of putting you on the spot here because it's not something we discussed, but I'm curious of your thoughts of, is there a way or something that you could do in that particular example? Because I think every mortgage company out there, we all know the better the quality is coming in, the
Yes.
easier and faster and more efficient and better quality going out.
Yep. There is definitely use cases where you can utilize AI essentially for that checklist, right? It's again, it's anything that can you grab the knowledge base in that instance? So can you grab where it has to kind of reference it through? Yes. So we could put that in a knowledge base. And then it's all about building out what is essentially the job title of this chat GPT. What is its duties? Should it do? What should it not do? It's definitely possible in that instance to create a checklist like that, but utilizing AI to ultimately get better outputs. Yes.
I love that. So for everyone out there, right, regardless of what position you're in, from an originator to the marketing person to an executive leader that's out there, to the tech team, to anyone that's out there listening to this right now, realize that, we are, I equated to when the internet first came out, right? When when we were using Yahoo, we didn't know what we didn't know, and we had no idea what was coming or how powerful and life-changing that would be. I honestly think this is bigger. I think this is going to move faster. I think we haven't even begun to think of the use cases and the what we can do with AI. So, Megan, what do you recommend, right? Because you know as well as I do, sometimes when we can't like easily put it together, we kind of avoid it and we kind of say,
Right.
well, I'll worry about that or I'll think about that when it's kind of in front of my face, right? So,
Well,
what do you recommend?
yeah, I mean, you bring that up, and this is the number one challenge that I see with individuals, whether it's from the loan officer side or the companies that are trying to integrate AI, is overwhelm. Where do I start? What do I begin with? And of course, it's hard. This is new. So there's not really a roadmap to follow per se. And then on top of that, you're getting bombarded with here's the latest AI platform for this and the AI platform for that, right? So it's really hard to know where to start. That's why, working with someone like myself, ultimately, at the end of the day, I can help guide you through and keep your focus set on what it is that we're trying to achieve when there's all these shiny platforms and objects out there that you could ultimately move forward to. And then, the other challenge that I see, especially in this specific space that we're in when it comes to incorporating AI, is the concern of security, right? Because loan officers, companies, we're dealing with protected client information, right? At the end of the day. And so, I brought up these custom GPTs that I've built out quite a few of these for. There's different ways to configure these and restrict that data that prevents the AI platform and the large language model from kind of retaining that information and utilizing it in different ways. So there's protection mechanisms that we can incorporate there, and kind of depending what it is, there's different ways to kind of build it out to keep that security in check. And then the other thing too that I think is a challenge is, okay, so we have the security that people are challenged about, but then there's also the, can I trust the output that the AI platform is giving me?
Right.
That is another thing. And listen, when ChatGPT first came out, yes, it all had its problems. I get on stage and I talk to people about AI, and one thing that I mention is, when Google's AI platform came out and told users to eat rocks, right? Because it was reading Reddit platforms. So it doesn't know when it's lying. But when you can control that knowledge base and control all of these things and set it up that way, I mean, it helps address those security issues and those trust concerns as well.
I love that. Listen, I'm having visions of Gary V that told the story about, people that didn't want to leave their phone books behind because that was how they used to generate business. And we are in a constant evolution, and every single day we have to adapt and we have to grow. Otherwise, we no longer evolve and we become dinosaurs. So, Megan, thank you so much for sharing some of this insight and expanding our minds and allowing us to realize that we can use AI in so many ways that are life-changing. I can tell you from myself, I use it every single day. There is not one day of my life that I'm not utilizing it. And I'm like a little kid trying to learn new things all the time. And that's what we all need to look at it like that. But it is overwhelming. And we do need a guide, a professional guide and an expert to allow us to navigate and utilize it and apply it to the best use. So for everyone out there, anyone that would like a discovery call with Megan, reach out to Megan, say, I heard you on the Illuminating Solutions podcast. I want to learn more and get that discovery call because she can be your guide. Thank you so much, Megan.
Thank you.